Hello class, we're about to start Unit 4, Topic 9, Finding Equations for Linear Models. Recall that an equation of a line can be put in slope-intercept form, which we know is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And we typically write it as an ordered pair like 0, whatever b is. Example 1. Find the equation of a line that has the given slope and contains the given point. Okay, so what we want to do is to write this in the form of y equals mx plus b. We're given a slope at one point. So what we would do is we would use this equation and we'll substitute in the values that we have. We have our y value here, which would be 5. Our slope is given to us as 3. Our x is negative 4, and we don't know what our y-intercept is, which is b. So 5 will equal negative 12 plus b. Now, we will need to add 12 to both sides, because we're trying to get b by itself. And 17 is equal to b. So now we have our y-intercept. Now we can write our final equation. The equation is y is equal to, the slope is 3, x plus 17. And now we have our final equation. Now it says here, steps for finding the equation of a line using slope and a point. Substitute the given slope m into the equation y equals mx plus b. Substitute the coordinates of the given point into the equation x and y. Solve for b. Rewrite the equation y equals mx plus b, now with both m and b values. Check the equation is correct either by resubstituting the point coordinates or using the table feature on your calculator. So basically, what this just described is what we just did for this previous problem. So now we go and we can apply this to the remaining problems. It says use slope-intercept form to find the equation of the line that has the given slope and contains the given point. So we basically would do this the same way we did before, with y equals mx plus b. Our y value here is 7, our slope is 3, and our x is 2. So we have 7 is equal to 6 plus b. We'll subtract 6 on both sides, and 1 is equal to b. So now we will go and write our equation. We have y is equal to, the slope is 3, x plus b, which is 1. So our final answer here is y equals 3x plus 1. Now, it says here, we have the slope is negative 4/3, and we have 5 negative 2. So we go through the same process here. We use the same equation, y equals mx plus b. The y value is negative 2. The slope is negative 4/3, and our x value is 5. Now, we have negative 2 equals negative 4/3 times 5. We know that's the same as 5 over 1, which will give us negative 20 over 3. When we multiply negative 4 times 5 and 3 times 1, that will all be added to b. Now, we're going to add 20 over 3 to both sides. Now, we know on the right side that would leave us b, because these will simplify out. But on the left side here, we have negative 2 plus 20 over 3. So we could rewrite this negative 2 as negative 6 over 3, because negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2, because we need a common denominator. Negative 6 plus 20 will give us 14 over 3. So our b is 14 over 3. So our final answer would be y equals negative 4/3 x plus 14 over 3. Now, scroll on to C. Now they give us a slope of 0 and we have negative 3, 4. Now, whenever we have a slope of 0, it's just whatever y is equal to. So your answer would just be y equals 4. So remember, if you have a slope of 0, Look what the y value is, and y is equal to whatever that number is. Now we come here to D. Now we substitute. Our y value is 42.67, and that's equal to the slope, which is 0.95, times x, which is 35.21, and then plus b. Now, when we multiply, well, we could actually do this. We have 42.67 is equal. So we would take 0.95 times 35.21. We'll put that in the calculator. 0.95 times 35.21. And that gives us 33.4495. Plus b. Now we will subtract the 33.4495 on both sides. Put that in our calculator. 42.67 minus 33.4495. That gives us 9.2205 is equal to b. Now, what we have to do next is we have our b and we have our slope. So it'd be y is equal to 0.95x plus 9.2205. And that is our final answer. Now, move on to the next page. Now it says find the equation of a line using any 2 points on the line. Now you can read this at your leisure, but basically you follow the same procedure we've been doing, but the only difference is we have to find the slope first. And once you find the slope, then you have to pick one of these 2 points to find out what the y-intercept is. So first let's find the slope. We know the slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now y sub 2 here is negative 6 minus y sub 1, which is 4, all over x sub 2, which is 2, minus x sub 1, which is negative 3. Now, negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10, and 2 minus a negative 3 will give us positive 5. So our slope will be negative 2. Now, we have our slope, so we pick one of these 2 points. I probably would pick the first point because the numbers are smaller. So our slope will be negative 2, and we will pick the point negative 3, 4. But if you pick the other 2 points, you still will come out with the same answer. So now we will have y, which is 4, is equal to the slope times the x value plus b. So there we have 4 is equal to 6 plus b. And we need to subtract 6 on both sides. So we have negative 2 is equal to b. So now we write that in the form y is equal to the slope we know is negative 2, so it'll be negative 2x, and the b is negative 2. So it'll be y equals negative 2x minus 2. So now, that was the answer to A. Now we go here to B. Now B tells us to round to 2 decimal places. So we still find the slope. Y sub 2 is negative 1.39 minus y sub 1, which is 8.11, all over x sub 2, which is 2.67, minus x sub 1, which is a negative 3.25. So now our slope, after we put this in our calculator and divide, our slope would be a negative 1.60. So now we could take one of 2 points here. I probably would take the second point this time. So we had m is equal to a negative 1.60. And then we will have our ordered pair 2.67 and a negative 1.39. So now we will put this in y equals mx plus b form. Y will be a negative 1.39. The slope is a negative 1.60. the x is 2.67 plus b. Now, we know this is 1.6, but let me clean that up a little bit. Alright, so now, what we would have, we had is negative 1.39 is equal to negative 1.60 times 2.67 plus b. Now we could take our calculator and take negative 1.60 times 2.67. Now will give us a negative 4.272 plus b, and negative 1.39. Then we will add the 4.272 to both sides. We know that's going to equal b, so we'll put that in our calculator. So negative 1.39 plus 4.272. And that gives us 2.882, but we are rounded to 2 decimal places, which would be 2.88. So now to write our final answer, it would be y equals negative 1.60x plus 2.88. And that is our final answer. Now, keep on moving here. We can actually start topic 10. Topic 10 is the exact linear models for estimates and predictions. It says example 1, the average birth weight for a modern human increases linearly with the amount of time that a fetus is in the womb, called gestation. Age, for a child born at 22 weeks, the typical birth weight is about 500 grams, while a child born 32 weeks typically weighs 1,500 grams at birth. Let y be the birth weight in grams of the human child born at a gestational age of X weeks. So we would write the given information in terms of two sets of ordered pairs. So we have 22 weeks, and that gives us 500 grams. And then we have 32 weeks, and that gives us 1,500 grams. So these are the two ordered pairs we're working with. Now what we want to find is an equation for this. That's what b is. So what we must first do is find the slope. So we'll take y sub 2, which is 1,500, minus y sub 1, which is 500. All over x sub 2 is 32, minus x sub 1 is 22. 1,500 minus 500 is 1,000. 32 minus 22 gives us 10. So this gives us 100. So the slope is 100. So now we could take one of these two ordered pairs. I would take the first one here. So we had a slope of 100, and we will use the ordered pair 22, 500. Now we would take the y equals mx plus b, and we would substitute. Y here is 500. The slope is 100. X is 22 plus b. So it'll be 500 is equal to 2200 plus b. So we'll subtract 2200 on both sides, and we will have a negative 1700 is equal to b. So now our final equation would be y is equal to 100x minus 1700. That would be our equation. Now it says, what is the slope of the model? We know the slope is 100, and it said, what does it mean in terms of this situation? And the slope means that baby's weight increases 100 grams every week. Why does it not make sense to talk about our model's y-intercept? And the reason why is our y-intercept as an ordered pair is 0, negative 1700. So we're saying at the beginning, we're saying at the beginning that the baby has a negative weight. So that's why it doesn't make sense.